Welcome back, Unplugged 2025. I got somebody in the building.
Burnout.
We usually get you from satellite. We got you in the building, man. Welcome, Stephen, Jesse, Easy, Jackson.
Yes, sir. I'm here today, baby.
What's
What's
up with you,
happening?
bro?
New year, brother.
Yeah, I
New
got something
year.
for you though. I
Yo,
gave you some gifts earlier. I
hey,
got
you
one more gift
definitely
for
blessed
you.
my game, bro.
I got one more gift
Got
for
another
you.
gift?
Yeah, here. Have it.
No, sir. No.
You don't want it? You don't want this piece? I got this for you, bro. You don't want no swine, homie?
He got me good. He got me good. He got me good. So damn
Oh
well I want to
shit.
make it.
Oh man, let's get into it, man. Jimmy Butler says straight up and down he does not want to be
I knew that was coming.
in Miami anymore. Received a 7-game suspension. Thoughts?
I knew it was coming. I mean, I can kind of see the pattern with Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? It was the same kind of pattern in Philadelphia and in Minnesota. We not happy. He started being hurt a lot, started missing games, started doing a lot of unusual stuff from the competitor that we know Jimmy Butler to
Right.
be, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I start seeing that. And, when Pat starts saying stuff and, the dominant character Jimmy is and the leader he is, I knew he was going to show some rebuttal and go against it. I didn't know he was going to come out and just say, it can't work here no more. I wasn't
Done.
expecting that, but hey, I knew it was coming to that. But where he's going to go is the biggest question.
It's gonna be interesting, but I see both sides because obviously Pat Riley has a history of just being mafia
Yeah.
and doing things his way, and that's produced championships with the Lakers. That's produced championships with the Heat.
Mhm.
His stint in New York, and it's been his way or the highway. I mean, he let D Wade go at one point.
Word.
You know what I mean? LeBron left. You know what I mean? So, my question is everyone has to kind of conform to what this new era of basketball is.
Mhm.
And to Jimmy's defense, although I don't ever really, he's always had some bitch made antics to me.
Mhm.
But to his defense, what has Pat brought him in the last 10 years as far as stars? And I saw Dan Lebatard brought a great point up. I think it was today or yesterday that they've got the most out of the underachievers. They get the underachievers to achieve at their highest level.
Mhm.
And those have always been the guys that they've put around Jimmy. They've never really got a superstar to come help Jimmy.
Right.
You get the Martin twins that played their ass off, and you get the Max Struces and the Gabe Vincents, and all these guys play great and help these runs. But at the end of the day, like, what are you really giving them? You have Bam, who's had a down year, Tyler Hero, who's had an up year, but overall, you've never really paired anyone alongside of Jimmy to really make that next step. So I say that to Jimmy's defense, but at the same time, Jack, in your opinion, will Pat Riley end up being a Jerry Jones and running this shit into the ground if he doesn't kind of change the way he looks at these new younger players? Because if I'm a younger player now looking at this shit, not knowing all the details, we're not sure who's at fault. We just know what we've seen and heard. I don't want to fuck with Miami if I know, Pat Riley's on this kind of time.
Mhm.
So your thoughts on, will Pat Riley kind of conform, or will he go down this way until he's out the league?
Well, I mean, he'll go down if he don't change. I mean, like I don't think his mentality and championship mentality has to change, but his approach definitely has.
Yeah, it's
Ten
outdated.
times it's changed. Yeah, you
It's
got to
outdated.
change. Your approach has to change. You can't be that same drill sergeant type of guy. It's money everywhere. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Teams are looking for guys, and then it's very few dogs in the league. That's why you got Jimmy there to be a dog, but you didn't put no star with him.
None.
The guys you said, Matt, are average guys to me. None of these guys are gonna be guys that take over games. And Bam's solid, but Bam is still not that guy to me. You
Nope.
know what I'm saying? I like Bam. I'm not dissing him, but
Nope.
he's still not that guy to me. He's not no Anthony Davis
Mhm.
to me. You know what I'm saying? He's not that type of guy. So they didn't put the right guys with Jimmy, but Pat has to change his approach.
Mhm.
The championship attitude, we all love that from Pat, but his approach has to change.
Again, I'll give him props to Jimmy because, again, I don't really like his antics sometimes. I ain't gotta like him, but I always respect when he's out there, when he wants to play and,
Yeah.
and is down to play. He's a monster, and what he's been able to do with that franchise and get them to where they've gotten
Mhm.
with the roster they've had, you always gotta show Jimmy love with that. But now that the count is out the bag and he's gonna be gone, there's some action out there. There's a few landing spots. A lot of speculation. You hear Golden State, you hear Houston, you hear the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies right now, young talent, Gigi Jackson, Jalen Wells, big contracts of Marcus Smart and Kennard. The Spurs, they're always trying to put people next to
I
Wembanyama, who's
like
been an
that.
absolute
And
monster.
Chris Paul, I like that.
The Suns, the Bradley Beal experiment has not worked with the Suns. Him and Nurkic were just benched. So that's a possible option, and it seems like that ship is sinking out there in Phoenix. And then the Pelicans, Zion is on the market. Do you trade a young kid with all the potential in the world but hasn't been healthy for what was he, 34, 35? How old is Jimmy? 35-year-old he still wants that bag too.
Mm-hmm.
He wants what Paul George got, what, 4 for 2, huh? 215. So Jimmy wants something like that on his way out. So I'm not sure if he'll get that, but do you see any suitable landing spots for Jimmy?
For me, the only place is the Spurs. Everything else is fluff. The Spurs is the only spot because that way he's going to the end of his career. He can get his contract and possibly have a great chance of winning a championship and bring some toughness to a team that don't have no toughness. I think him and Chris Paul would be great together.
Ooh, those are
Along
two alphas, two leaders.
yeah, and I'm continuing to pray for my guy Pop. Hopefully, we'll see him back soon.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that'll be a great move for him. That's the only
Yeah,
move. Everything
yeah.
else, he'll be in the way. He'll be beefing with everybody because he'll be in situations where I'm just telling you why, because I've done it. You go to teams where you with young guys that don't understand how to win. Now you just a part of a rebuilding process going to the end of your career. You're not finishing the way you want to. So I think the only way he can go somewhere where he can feel like a pro, feel like a champion, and get his money and finish the right way, I think it'd be San Antonio. And he from Texas.
So before we get out of here, I think he has 1 year left on his deal, right?
Player option.
So my question is, does Pat do him dirty and send him somewhere nasty?
I mean, it's been done.
It's been done
I've
for
been
sure.
the victim.
Yeah,
I was sent to Milwaukee.
yeah.
So
To
I get
die.
it.
That's when you started promoting your mixtape.
Went hard on my rapping.
So it'll be interesting to see. You know what I mean? Obviously, a lot of love for Pat and what he's done for this league, but all we know, these young kids do not move the way. And all Jimmy's kind of the last of a dying breed. Jimmy's from our era,
Yeah.
but last of a dying breed. But if I'm a young kid looking at what's going on, that might deter me. And then, Jimmy is on the backside of his career, and again, we praised him for what he's been able to do with the roster he's been given in Miami. But time's up.
Yep.
Time's up. Anthony Edwards.
Oh look, we can't get through Miami. Did you see how Tyler Hero got slammed?
Oh yeah.
Was that real?
By one of the twins.
That shit looked fake.
One of the twins.
Man.
Slammed the shit out of him.
Yeah, we got to talk about that now. That's
I
probably
like-
why they're not playing well after that.
I like Tyler here, but there wasn't shit he was gonna do after that though. He did
Damn,
what he
I've
was
never
supposed
seen nobody get
to
slammed like that.
walk
in the
around
league,
a little
bro.
bit like you want smoke, but just let everyone get in between you.
Did you see what he said after?
Now he was busting his ass. Tyler
Definitely.
but I mean, I
And he
don't give a you
and
can't
he
get slammed like that.
And he said some slick shit after, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like he was mad because he was doing pretty much everything.
Like I was scoring passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be mad too.
A great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Twins are nice.
very
You're getting a lot of love.
athletic. And they lock up too. They play
Yep.
defense. I love
Yeah.
them.
Anthony Edwards, not wanting to pass so much after the loss to the Celtics last week. Ant State, I'm only 23. I don't want to just be a passing the ball guy all night. Jack, to me, this is interesting and this is young because obviously we're huge fans of Anthony Edwards, and doubles and triple teams are the ultimate sign of respect.
Right.
Ultimate sign of respect. We remember a few years ago where Devin Booker in the pickup game was complaining about getting double teamed. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And obviously we played against and with Kobe, and he was someone who loved the double and even looked for the triple. You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts on kind of Ant's perspective of, to me, I just think it's young. And again, I think this shows lack of vets that could really get in these young players' ears to let Ant know, bro, the only reason why they're double teaming you is because now you're the only motherfucker on the team that can beat us. This cat trade has not worked out for Minnesota.
hmm
Anthony Edwards is the only person on that team that could beat him. So I would triple team that motherfucker if I needed to slow him down. But what is your thoughts if you were in the locker room with someone like Anthony Edwards and he's kind of going through this stage right now? What would be something you would lean on him and breathe on him about?
The first thing I tell him is Tim Duncan is probably one of the top 5 players of all time, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion. Go watch him. He knew when to pass and when to score. I played in the Western Conference Finals with probably, like I said, one of the best power forward ever. And probably the first 3 quarters, he was getting doubled, and he didn't even look to shoot the ball. He was just picking Dallas apart because he had shooters around. So you got to know your teammates and know when to pass, and that shows you growing as a player. That you'll become a better player because a lot of your shots have become easier now because they see you making the right plays. So at the end of the game, they couldn't double Tim. So now Tim just getting bucket after bucket because he was
Barbecue
making
chicken.
all the right plays the first 3 quarters.
Mhm.
I would tell him to go watch Tim Duncan because that's showing that you still have room to grow as a player and as a leader, because you have to understand when to pass. Like you said, Matt, that is a compliment that you get in double team and triple team, but it's also a responsibility you have as being a star player of knowing when to pass the ball. And I think he got to watch players like Tim Duncan to learn that.
I think just picking and choosing your spots. You know, as a coach, I'm telling my guys that may see double teams that if you get the rest of your team going, as you just said, they can't double you. If you got your shooters going and everyone else going, they can't double you. So I definitely think it's going to be a learning experience for him. Watching Tim, watching Kobe, watching Mike, the way all these guys pick and chose their spots. What quarter? When am I going to go? When am I going to get my guys going? I just think it was a young, frustrated comment. This team has struggled this year. You know, after what they did last year. Cat is a huge part of what is going on, and he's over here. I think he should be in the MVP conversation over there, the way he's been playing for the Knicks. But this experiment with and we like Julius Randle and DiVincenzo, but it seemed like the floor has gotten tighter. Ant's shooting a lot more threes, although he's making them. I don't think he's putting the pressure on the defense and allowing, when he puts pressure on the defense, gets the team in the bonus, he's allowing the rest of the team to eat, because now every time they get fouled, they're going to the foul line. So I think it's a little fucked up over there. I think they're 17-17 right now. Nowhere near what they were at last year, but it'll be interesting to see how because he's the only one that can get this team out of this funk, because he is the best player on that team. But he's one of the youngest. How is he going to be able to put his team on his shoulders and figure out his game to better his team?
That's the next step for him.
Yeah. Before we move on, LiAngelo Ball's new song is popping. You heard it?
I don't want to hear it.
Why not? Why not? Why not? He can't fuck with Five.
I'm just saying. I heard a clip of it on Instagram. Somebody was making fun of it. It just ain't my type of music.
It's early 2000s. We was popping back then, though.
That didn't even give me early 2000s.
What did it give you?
It just to give me something I don't want to listen to.
Hey, that shit is getting streamed out. They're putting different artists on it.
To him. I just ain't. My one stream don't matter.
You ain't gonna stream it?
No.
Oh shit, that shit is all over TikTok. That shit is all over Instagram, man. Shout out. I don't make music. I just, you know what I mean? I just listen to it.
LiAngelo,
that shit is definitely going. Got him a little buzz, man. Let's see if he could parlay that into something. So there's no chance of the Stak 5 LiAngelo remix?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't work with the brother on something else, but not that song. I'm cool on that.
Because I know you're doing All the Smoke Volume 1. He can't get 16 on there.
Baby, I'm working.
He can't get 16 on there?
Yeah, he can. He can get a 16 on there.
Okay, just making sure.
But just not that song.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Now we're back with our first guest of the new year. Man, someone I became a fan of off the Netflix show Last Chance U. He coached season 3 and 4 that took place in Kansas. Man, Coach JB, man, what's happening?
What's up, brother?
Long time overdue.
Pleasure.
Appreciate you coming through, man. Man, the landscape of college sports has changed drastically since you stepped away. We're hearing about now JC's not counting against your clock. We're also, once you go D1, we're also hearing that they're trying to give D1 kids 5 years of eligibility. What are your thoughts? Because the college, I won't say college football.
I got
still
5
solid.
years.
Huh?
I got 3 years right now.
A lot of eligibility left. We tried to get you to Colorado with your GPA, remember?
That's what it was?
Yeah, the GPA. We tried to get you in Colorado. Okay. All right. The landscape of college sports right now is nasty, and obviously NIL is in that mix. It's the wild, wild west. I've always been a proponent of, players need to be paid, but there's no ordinance or regulations with it. So as someone who is in the space and still follows the space, thoughts on just the college landscape right now?
Man, shout out to Edo, man. My boy, obviously I played hoop with Ed and Charles O'Bannon in high school. Ed was the one that started this whole NIL process.
Facts.
Too bad a million
more.
Hold on,
you played with Ed?
Man, I'm a hooper.
Oh shit, I love it.
Hey, real quick,
I fucking find out, Coach.
I got a story that no one probably has. So in 2008, I'm from Compton, obviously. I'm one of one, only white boy from Compton. So in 2008, I was the head coach at Compton College.
Okay.
And I grew up and I knew your boy and our boy Kawhi Leonard's pops.
Okay.
So he had a car wash down on Wilmington. And in 2008, the night before, I saw Kawhi drop, I think, like 22 versus Taft High School, who was the 1 seed. I think it was a sophomore. He got by them, but they had to play my boys and everybody at Compton Dominguez, Tyson Chandler, all the, Kenny.
That was a tough era.
Kenny Bruner.
Well, all them days. Well, they lost. Kawhi lost, but that day before, his pops got, rest in peace, got shot and killed
Oh,
right
really?
there at the car wash I was at that day,
Damn.
and got to see him. Kawhi played though against Dominguez. They lost to Dominguez that night.
Damn.
But it was an interesting story, man, because Mark was his pops, and I've known him a long time. But his pops had moved him out to Riverside, where I actually currently live,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's with his sister. And he went to Riverside King, and he
Okay.
turned him around. And his pops was telling me, I got the next Kobe. And I was like, get the fuck
Oh,
out of
really?
here. I'm a Kobe guy. I was like,
Right.
get the fuck out of here. And this, man, Kawhi was a close thing to it, though, for a
That's
while,
dope.
I'll tell you. So he's back playing, so that
Right.
was what brought it
Yeah.
up. But yeah, I was a
Nah.
hooper, man. I played with Ed and Charles, and
I didn't know that.
I know your boys, Toby
Yeah.
and Moose.
Yeah.
So I knew all them because I used to be at UCLA all the time with Ed, Charles,
What
Jelani,
year?
of
What year
course.
did you graduate? Jelani's on his way up here. What year did you graduate high school?
94.
Okay, so
I'm a
we're
couple
90.
years older than
So
you
what are
guys.
you? 96, 95?
I forgot. 96.
I'm
You
98.
both 90. You
I'm
98? I thought you were
96.
96.
I'm
man.
96.
I'm 98.
I thought you were
Yeah.
98.
Uh-uh.
Same.
96.
98. Yeah. It's
96. 96.
96.
Kobe 96. Yeah, he great.
94. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now back. I mean, that's
So,
that's a dope. That's definitely
Yeah,
dope and
interesting.
interesting, and obviously rest in peace to Pops. But just the landscape of college sports right now overall, NIL thrown in there. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's interesting. You said NIL, man. It was supposed to be how many jerseys you sell in the student store, or if you the dude, you the dude. Nowadays, it's pay to play. It ain't NIL. It ain't what it was supposed to be for. It's not name, image, and likeness. And I think if you took the portal away on what the portal actually is doing, it would be all right. Keep it how it is. Fuck it. But the portal, a company with NIL, has created the Wild Wild West times 10.
Explain the portal though, because I don't think people understand how there's 20.
7,000
Quiet downstairs.
So-
There's probably what
7,000.
7,000 kids in the portal for what 250 D1s.
No, 134.
Mm.
So do the math, yeah.
It just- it don't math.
I tell people every day on my show, man, I go, there's
don't
not
math.
enough cats around. And only 1% of those kids get out the portal.
Right.
The other 99 go
Or
nowhere.
lost. But also too, we all come from there. Obviously, we graduated high school in the 90s. I mean, you're just running from smoke constantly. Like I had to sit my ass on the bench my freshman year at UCLA
glad
and
you said
learn. You know what I mean? Like kids don't go through no adversity, and it's the same in the league now. Or back in the day in the league where Aaron Rodgers sat what 3-4 years behind Brett Favre. Like people used to have to come in and pay
Brady.
dues.
Yeah.
Have to pay dues before they got that. But now that shit, we're seeing it with the girl at Rutgers, right? She just
Yeah.
made some tweet yesterday about coach not playing her, and we don't know all the details. We don't get into that. But now
Yeah.
they're hearing she might transfer now. She's a super talented freshman, but kids run from the smoke now. So like you said, the NIL mixed with the portal to me is a recipe for disaster.
And it ends up biting them in the ass, man. There's a kid that was like #1 kid out of San Diego, signed with USC out of high school years ago.
Football, basketball?
Football.
Okay.
A couple years ago. Goes back home to San Diego State. All right, cool. I get that move if you're going to enter the portal or whatever. He has no offers now. He's going to a D2 in Ohio, Findlay. So, like, you know, come on, man. That's what's happening to 99% of the portal, though, that no one else talks about. They only talk about the success stories
kids that
and
make
the
it out.
1% that make the money. But 7,000 kids, 134 D1s, it don't math. And now, like you said, JUCO, what I'm calling J Prep, because it's going to be the
Right.
new prep, which I'm my wheels are spinning because I think that'll be where I call a buddy at a D1 and say, hey, man, you want this kid 1-for-1? Because I got a story that no one will tell you, and this is coming from D1 coaches and buddies of mine. I don't think kids are going to play D1 football anymore. They're going to play JUCO for 2, get an NIL agent that will pay them as long as he signs with them to go to the NFL.
Really?
They'll do draft days for the JUCO. They'll get a gauge if this kid's a first or second round projection.
Wow.
Now, to meet his criteria, football is different than basketball. To meet his 3-year out of high school criteria to go to the NFL, now he'll go play 1-for-1, which will be the old basketball. He'll go 1-for-1, and now I'll hit up Texas. I'll hit up Sark. I'll say, hey, I want $1 million for this motherfucker. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. So now you're going to go 1 year to play at a D1 and to the league. So that's going to change everything.
Bro,
So
you know how many players, football players, big name football players that went to junior college?
Yeah.
If that was being
Basketball,
back then,
too.
bro.
I got 28 in the league right now that play for me. So more than anybody else. Eight won a Super Bowl.
I got full eligibility.
You trying to get something?
I went to junior college for 2 weeks.
Aaron Rodgers, Chad, Steve Smith,
Yeah.
Cam, you
Cam
name
Newton,
it.
yeah.
Everybody.
They went to
Ocho.
Flint.
Yeah. Will we ever see you back on?
I
Coaching?
doubt it. First of all, they can't pay me enough anymore. Second of
You
all,
be talking that shit.
shit, I'd choke one of these motherfuckers.
Hey, you were explain your straight. You were tough. I fucked with you because you were you were tough love. You were a tough love coach. Obviously, I didn't know your backstory until you literally just told me it was from content. But you were a tough love coach, and that show was dope. You know what I mean? And like you said, 28 kids that you've put through a program into the pros. Like, what was your philosophy with that?
Man, hate me now, love me later. Name of my book. That's the reason I did it. This is the thing. Everyone that talks shit about me on social media and all that, he's an asshole. Woo woo woo. White boy coaching brothers. Here's the thing. Show me a one social media tweet or Instagram post from one of my players talking shit about me. I'll wait. I'm still waiting because they know real recognize real.
Straight up.
At the end of the day, they know where I'm from. I'm as JUCO get, but they also knew that I wasn't going to let them put their future in another man's hands. And unfortunately, 99% young brothers that I coach, being from where I'm from, they're putting their future in a man that has my skin tone. So I told Bobby Bruce and all the guys that were featured on that show, don't let these motherfuckers put your future in their hands. But by being late to class, because you're going to go to McDonald's and get fired for missing work day one. So I had to give them the reality check of that. And that's why I think they recognize, all right, coach fuck with us. He got our back no matter what, whoop-de-whoop. But I'm going to be hard on your ass because the real world don't give a shit about you. So in 18 months when you leave me, no one's going to remember you. But I've never had a kid arrested under my watch. Never had a kid go to jail under my watch. And knock on wood, played with so many that got killed in the streets. Never had a kid die under my watch. So I was harder on them for me. So when they went to Alabama, Georgia, and all these places, it was easy. So that's kind of what people don't understand. Nowadays, these coaches, the kids, the babies, I call them babies, are the pieces of meat in the meat market. And that's purely what it is. A lot of these D1 coaches, though, Matt, man, I love you, and boo. Then you get on campus. And what if Lavin just walked by your ass and wouldn't even fuck with you? Or you know how many of those stories are. And that's another reason why you see a lot of portal kids enter into portal, because these coaches who I defend grown men for bettering their careers and you know, getting their kids, you know, paying their bills and all that. These 17-year-olds ain't paid a fucking light bill yet or put a kid through college. So I don't equate them to a grown man moving job to job or career to career, I call it. But who am I to blame, you know, for a kid to leave if the coach is gonna be like, well, I lied to him, like, fuck him, then I'm out. So the kids are leaving like that, plus peer pressure with social media.
Yeah,
you know, you and Stak are both 5 stars at the same high school. You went to Alabama, you go to LSU. This is the number one reason for transferring. People don't know. Stak plays at LSU as a true freshman. You redshirt at Bama as a freshman. Social media go, oh, Matt, you getting played. Why you ain't playing? Stak was a 5-star. Y'all played together. And that kid hit the portal because of
the gas from the outside noise.
It's like, come on, man, go through it.
Make all the sense in the world.
But that's what it is.
Crazy. Man, we appreciate that insight. Man, we got some looking up where NFL season just ended. Regular season just ended yesterday, and we got some interesting matchups this Saturday, January 11th. The Chargers at the Texans. The Chargers -2. Who you got and why?
I got the Chargers going, and then I got the Chargers going on again and beating KC in KC.
Oh, you're jumping ahead. Jumping ahead. Hold on.
I'll go through your whole thing. But I got the Chargers. Chargers.
Okay.
And I'm a TJ Stroud. I got to coach CJ when he was a youngster. I've known CJ for a long time. SoCal kid. I think half the NFL playoffs quarterbacks, the young ones, are SoCal kids. But the Texans are playing well, but they've hit a bump, man. My former player on Last Chance U, Tank Dell, horrible injury last week. I blame the OC, clearly. 2 players in the same damn area. No one wants to talk about that. But the Chargers, Harbaugh's a winner and knows what he's doing. Harbaugh will go in Houston. I think they'll win, and they'll end up beating KC next, too. So that's where I got them. They'll end up losing the Bills or Ravens, though, but that's where I got them.
Okay. Well, she took Steelers at the Ravens. Ravens -8.5. You taking the Ravens at the crib?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Steelers in the point. Steelers will cover 8.5. Though I think they'll lose by a touchdown. But the Steelers losing 4 in a row, I've never seen a team go into the playoffs and then finally get over all the Cowboys and win again. One of my other kids, Patrick Queen for the Steelers, great kid on my show quite often. He's got that defense balling, but Russ Wilson seems like he's hit a wall in the last few weeks. And I don't know, man. I call him Russell Weirdo, but Russell Wilson's gonna he hit a wall, man. The Ravens right now they're cooking. I think they'll win by a touchdown, though. I think the Steelers will play because of Mike Tomlin. I think it's still a top 3 coach in the league, and I think he'll get the most out of his team in a playoff environment.
Just not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough. Sunday, January 12th, we got the Broncos at the Bills. The Bills minus 7.5.
Broncos playing well, man. Got a real good
They
D. Bo Nix in the rookie of the year conversation. Josh Allen probably MVP with the lack of resources he has on that team versus the other MVP candidates like Lamar's who having an unbelievable year. I'm going to take the Bills to win, but I think they stay close. I think this is that hook, that 0.5 right there. I'm going to keep it at 7. I think the Broncos cover the game. But that's it on that. I think the Bills win it.
Packers at Eagles. Eagles minus 3.5.
Man, this one's interesting. The Packers are playing. Jordan Love looks hurt to me. No one wants to talk about it. He hasn't been the same since middle of the year. Got hurt again yesterday in a game against the Bears. I'm going to actually go with the Packers, though, man, for the
Watson got hurt, too.
Yeah.
Watson got hurt, too.
Yeah, Watson got hurt, too. I like the Packers on an upset, man. The Eagles are good and all that. They're loaded. They're playing better than anybody. Saquon is going to regret in 5 years why he didn't go after ED's record. I don't know why he didn't, but
that's crazy.
Yeah,
team
101
decision.
yards.
He's only 100 yards away, right?
101, yep.
Crazy.
101 yards.
And he played his old team. You're supposed to shit on him.
God damn.
Last but not least, I like this team, man. The Commanders have had a hell of a year. At the Bucks. The Bucks got in yesterday with their win. Bucks minus 3. Who you got?
Man,
it's gonna be a good
playing well. Shout out to Mike Evans getting another 1,000 yards.
Yes, sir.
11 in a row.
11, right behind Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice got 14, but Mike, man, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, for sure.
Most underrated wideout in the history of football, in my opinion. Baker's playing well, but I don't know how well he performs when the lights are bright, man. Jaden Daniels, LA kid, great kid, been around him a whole long time. Listen, he don't know better. He don't know what the lights are.
And that's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
It's always dangerous.
And he can run and throw.
Yep.
You got McLaurin, one of the best wideouts in football.
Yep.
You got a good back in Robinson. Their defense is playing well. I'm going to take the Commanders, man.
I like it. Nick's going to like that, too.
Yep.
Monday. They got Monday playoff games. I like that. Yeah. Vikings at the Rams. Vikings minus 1.5. They coming to L.A.
Another kid I coach with, man, Sam Darnold, who I'm the only one on record saying he was going to have the year he's having.
Do you trust him? I love the comeback. I love the year he's having. Do you trust it in the playoffs, though?
I do trust him, man. That yesterday's game, I'm not going to count 14 other wins in this year against him for that one game. Yesterday, he looked like a deer in headlights, though, man. He missed some throws he shouldn't have. He had guys open yesterday. Addison's dad went to social media talking shit. I'm like, this ain't Pop Warner no more, Pops. Stay the hell out of it. But I'm a roll. You know, here's the thing, man. McVay and Stafford, who I think is the best ball spinner in football, and those two wideouts in the Kua and Cup, I think the Rams are going to win the game for sure. And I think this is a path. This is a Penn State college football path. Very, very favorable to the Rams to get to a Super Bowl.
The way Stafford be throwing some of the passes, bro.
Oh,
he's still like that. He's still
different.
Like that. Yeah,
he's different. With those guys and McVay calling it, this is the unfortunate part to your point, Matt. The Vikings and Stafford and Sam Darnold's year. 14-win team's going to be a 5 seed and have to go on the road. Crazy. I just think it needs to be reseeded. I think it's just like this college football playoff thing that I think is a joke as well. I just think this shit right here, I think the Vikings are going to be one and done, unfortunately, and the Rams got a path to win, so I'm taking the Rams.
Off season, obviously we're jumping ahead a little bit, and we're going to have you back on throughout the playoffs because you be talking your shit on the playoff side, but Aaron Rodgers, what do you see? What's going on? What's going on,
Man,
bro?
Matt, you both know basketball-wise in the league, professional sports period, when you're off the field antics, trump your
noise.
On the field antics,
it's
time to go. Fucking call it. It's to get a big ass fork and stick that shit in that motherfucker. He is done. Go do the ayahuasca, whatever. It is. I like Aaron, a JUCO guy as well.
Yeah.
Cali guy as well. I like
Butte,
Aaron,
right?
Butte JUCO up north. Chico.
Chico. Yep.
Kaepernick's from Truckee, which is right up there with them. There's a lot of Brady, Josh Allen. They're all Northern Cali guys, like you and shit, all these guys. I just think it's time to give it up, man. I don't think he even wants to play. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think he wants to play. And now he's got his own young team around him. Garrett Wilson, all these big time young kids wanting like debating if they want to leave. You got Sauce Gardner talking. The other corners went out. You don't know who your coach is. It's an owner that hasn't done shit since never. Joe Namath wearing a mink coat on the sideline. I ain't seen it
That's
since
kind of like
then.
Naya's mink coat.
Man, I think it's time to go, and I think it's time to gut the whole thing and
Blow
start
it up,
over.
huh?
Blow it up, man.
Woof.
That shit is what it is.
Cowboys. Jack, I'm gonna start here with you. Dak signed a 4-year, $220 before the season. This is McCarthy's 5th year. Total 1 playoff win in that era. What are we doing over here?
Sleeping.
What are we doing over here?
Fucking suck.
What is it? I mean, is it Jerry Jones? I mean, I feel like outside looking in, Jerry Jones wants to be the biggest star.
That's the problem. But Dak's just not the guy. I mean, he's a great guy.
Thank you.
He's a great guy, a great professional. You know, a great guy to have as the face of your organization. But as a winning quarterback, a Super Bowl quarterback, he's just not that. And they got to be real with themselves. You gave him all that money, bro, and you're gonna be stuck with him not making the playoffs for the next couple of years. But he's a regular season player. What has he shown you in the playoffs that show you that he's a caliber quarterback that deserves $220 million? Dog?
I'll give Dylan 500 and let him start. It'd save me some money.
Shit. I'll put one of
I've been
y'all out
saying
there
that.
before that. You know what I'm saying? But like for real though, like it could be some of Jerry Jones' karma too. Some of the decisions he made and some of the things he's done.
Back in the day?
But for the most part, yeah. But for the most part,
Hey,
Dak's not the guy.
cheers to the Cowboys.
That's not the guy.
JB,
Jimmy Jones.
I'm not even mad at you eating pork right now because that's how I feel when we talk about the Cowboys. I feel like shit.
Hey, your shit is good. JB, thoughts on the Cowboys, bro?
Jimmy Jones curse. I mean,
Ooh.
Jimmy Johnson. Sorry, Jimmy Johnson curse.
They did
man.
him
When you
dirty.
got rid of him.
Did him dirty,
He
too.
won you 3 or 2 back to back,
He's
and
from
you
my
go.
hometown, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Who?
Jimmy Johnson.
Is he
Yeah,
from Port
Port
Arthur?
Arthur, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
yeah. Jimmy was I think you never been the same since, man. Here's the thing: Dak Prescott is overpaid and under delivering.
Yes.
That's is what it is.
Is what
Cooper
it is.
Rush has more wins in the last 2 years than him. And
Wow.
that's the backup who they did dirty yesterday, by the way. He could have got a
Yeah.
$550,000 bonus, and
That
they
is
played
no
Lance.
type of organization
They
that
played
is.
Lance.
That's Jerry Jones?
It is what it is. That's the business. I know that a lot of that's negotiated with agents and stuff, but it is what it is. Cooper Rush is now got a better winning percentage than Dak Prescott. Just put it that way.
Crazy.
But yeah, they got a lot of roster holes, man. You can win with a lesser paid quarterback with extending and creating a better roster, but they're putting all their eggs in one basket with Dak, and he hasn't performed. 1 playoff win.
Not one
It
time.
is what it is. Yeah.
49ers were riding high the past few years. Couldn't get over the hump. My squad 6-11 this year, obviously riddled by injuries. I think Purdy took a step forward this year. JB, would you give him an extension? And if you did, would it be one of the big boys extension, or you would kind of spoon feed him the extension?
I'm with Barkley. That motherfucker's a bus rider. He is not a driver.
Ooh.
And I would never pay that dude nothing. First of all, the head coach is the most overrated head coach in the
Shanahan.
history of football.
I love
Overrated
to hear this about
history.
the 49ers.
Most in history of football, most overrated. He's had the most loaded rosters 3 years in a row. He's been to another one where they had Tom Brady choked out and choked that off as OC and a play caller. That is who he is. They'll never get over the hump, and now their time is
I hate
done.
to
Matt,
hear
their
that.
time is
Oh,
done.
I hate to hear it.
I know you do.
hate
Northern
to
Cali
hear
in the house. I hate to say that, man, but the Niners window's done because look they've literally aged in front of our eyes this year, all around the roster.
They've
CMC
had-
will never
yeah.
be the same.
Nope.
He can't. You paid him. You can't pay Purdy. If you do, then I don't know if you're going to get a Fred Warner to come back. I don't know if you're going to get certain guys on that roster that you need with Kittle and other guys, and they have no wideouts. The guy held out, didn't play a snap really. He was really nothing, an Ayuk. And then Debo has really been a figment of what he used to be. He is not getting the ball in the way that they wanted him to.
Who's
He's
that
probably
on?
on the trade block.
Who's that on?
Shanahan and Purdy, because
Okay.
Purdy is a guy that lives with the dink and dunk.
Yeah.
And when you got to throw the ball vertically and throw it into windows, anticipatory throws, he's not the guy, man. I like Purdy for being the story he is, But this is a big boy league. This is
Yeah.
NFL. But again, NFL quarterback play is it the worst I've ever seen overall.
Jack said he wasn't throwing deep with the ball because he started coming to the game with his thong showing.
Well, shit, that might
I
be
didn't
it.
say
That's
that.
a whole nother era too.
But I was thinking,
another
why is
discussion.
his outfits becoming
Oh,
the
the
talk
outfits.
of the town?
Yeah, that's crazy, dog.
I was trying to figure that, bro. Why is his
That
outfits
shit crazy.
becoming more
Oh, that's
important
right.
than his
That's
play?
Debo shit. That's right.
Debo,
That shit-
yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Man.
I got a lot of former NFL players on my show every day, and we don't get it.
I don't get it.
That's
But I mean,
neither do I.
as a fan, I mean, like you said, that the offensive weapons, but we've always had a solid defense, and I think we've always just been kind of waiting on that quarterback to take the next step with Jimmy G,
Yeah.
Purdy, but it hasn't been able to come
You
together.
paid all those guys too, and you got Jennings as your number one wideout, who's the less paid. Like, make it make sense. If him and Kittle are your only two guys, you ain't got nobody outside, and Debo's
Trouble.
a guy you move around and get him the ball in the backfield, sweeps, reverses. He ain't getting all that, and I think it's hurting him right there. So
Big time.
they're struggling.
MVP this season. I think it kind of comes down to Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson, 4,100 yards, 41 touchdown, 4 picks,
Yeah.
915 rushing,
Shit.
and what is that? 4 TDs and 12 wins. What does that mean? Oh, 4.
40,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
915 yards rushing, 4 rushing touchdowns, 12 wins. Allen, which I would agree with, the least amount of help, 3,700 yards, 28 touches, 6 picks, 530 yards, 12 rushing touchdowns, 13 wins.
Does Lamar have the record for most rushing yards for quarterback for a season?
He
All
broke Vic
time.
all time.
Yeah,
He broke
all time,
Vic.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to me. I mean, you know, you want to look at Josh with his cast, but Lamar Jackson's numbers this year have been better than his 2 previous MVP seasons.
Yep.
But he is someone
That's
also.
crazy.
He's someone also who hasn't got it done in the playoffs, and
Yep.
obviously this is not a
Yep.
postseason award. This is a in-season, regular season award. But both you guys, Jack, I'll start with you. MVP of the NFL this year.
I mean, I'm going with Lamar, but you know, it's definitely time for him to take it to the next level and win the Super Bowl. It's kind of hard to not give it to Josh because you really can see Josh Allen winning the Super Bowl. Like you can feel it with his play. Lamar has won an MVP twice and still haven't delivered. So, I mean, it's tough. But I would get, like you said, it's a regular season award, so I will give it to Lamar. But you got to start holding them to the accountability of getting championships too. You can't just keep giving people championships when you know they're gonna be out the playoffs the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. Addition by subtraction is a real thing in sports, man. Diggs got out of there, and I said it before last year when he got rid of Diggs in Buffalo, that Josh Allen will have his best season. He is, because he ain't got to worry about second guessing, bitching and moaning about getting me to rock, wobble whoop. And he's done it with basically nobody at wideout, me, you, and Stak. So I think what he's done.
With Matt, though. He might do good with
Yeah.
Matt.
And now Lamar beat him
Yeah.
head to head.
Hey, don't put me in that. Put you and Jack in
yeah.
that shit. I'm out there working.
Yeah, I know you're a tight end. You're a tight end. Lamar, this is the thing. Lamar beat him head to head. That'll probably count in a little bit when they do this. But last year, Lamar, I thought, had the worst MVP season of any former winner. Statistically speaking, he did. Josh Allen had better stats last year than this year. So it's kind of how they do this thing, man. I'd say they don't let Lamar get it just because of what they say in the narrative and whatever they call fatigue and all that shit. I think Josh Allen will get it, but either one in this case. I just think Josh is doing more with less. And then you add Derrick Henry, which helped Lamar.
Absolutely.
This is just it's gonna be an interesting playoff. I think those two play for the AFC title anyway. So I wish they would wait.
Yeah.
And then MVP is the winner of that shit.
Exactly.
But
They don't do it. So.
Our partners over at DraftKings have Josh Allen a minus 500 favor, while Lamar Jackson is second at plus 350. Before we get you out of here, JP, where could the people find you?
Man, the Coach JB Show with your former colleague at Fox, Big Smitty, Darnell Smith's on my co-host. And like I said, we're 5 days a week, 3 hours a day. We're the first thing smoking before the McAfee Show live on YouTube, the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. So find me there.
Well, JB, man, we appreciate you,
brother.
man. Best of
Having
luck
me.
with
Much
everything, man. Let us know if you need us on the show, and we'll
Hell
definitely
yeah.
have you back,
Hell
man.
yeah, no doubt.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Last but not least, new year, same hate. Let's welcome to the show social media's very own fan favorite,
My guy.
Geno,
Man, I made
the
it, man.
neighborhood hater, Davis.
Come on, man. What's up, man? Jack is here today?
Yeah,
I'm
in
making
I'm
person.
making it, baby.
Don't
In
rub
person.
off on the
Making
nigga
it.
though. I'm too. You
In
know,
person.
All that hate in the comments is getting me back, huh?
Yeah.
Man,
In
happy to be
person, in the
Happy to be
building.
here, man.
oh my
How
God,
are you
dog.
and Jack lately? Since you've been starting to become a star on this show, what's your relationship been like?
With who? With
You and
Jack?
Jack.
Well, he owed me
I
money.
don't
so,
know.
well,
I don't know this nigga,
he
man.
owed me money, so let's
Oh,
put that.
That's why.
Let's
So
put that out
there's a
there
little
first.
friction, right?
Yeah, he owed me money, so let's put that out there first. But that's okay,
Yeah,
though.
I do owe him money, but I don't know if I owe him money at the same time.
Oh man, let me ask you this though: would I have owed you the 200 push-ups if I would have missed?
No, because I want to see you hit a real night. I want to see it from a human being.
You weren't gonna make me give you the 200 push-ups if I missed.
He would have.
Absolutely not.
100% would've.
Absolutely not. I wasn't
Stop it.
there. I
Stop
wasn't
it.
even there, G.
Stop it. Stop
He
it.
would have.
I wasn't there.
Come on. That just
Anyway.
that shit just took away all my nervousness right now.
Hey, sources
See, I
close
helped
to
the
the
haters.
system, sources close to the program have told me that the Lakers heard Geno was tired of D'Lo and got him out of there for you.
D-Lo got traded.
He's out
D'Lo's gone because of Geno.
He's with the Nets.
And Finney Smith came over in exchange. And who was the other one?
Shake.
Shake Milton, a Crespi product, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that right?
He went to where the Twins go to school at. Yeah, Lakers are 7-3 since that trade.
Shake Milton. Remember we was at damn. That's what they remember. He was coming up the names, NBA names with the weed.
Oh
connected. Shake Milton.
yeah. That was funny. That was hella funny. Through
Shake
thoughts on
Milton.
trade, Lakers
That's
are
funny.
7-3 in their last 10. Fourth currently in a tough West. Excuse me, fifth currently in a tough Western Conference. Thoughts on them listening to you and getting D'Lo out
They
of
winning
town?
the chip this year, huh?
I mean, no, come on, man.
All
Stop
right,
it.
I
Chill out.
hope you
Chill.
wasn't gonna say
Come on
that
now.
shit.
Come on. But I did tell you guys first, D-Lo was the first point of business,
You
right?
did.
And
Well,
got
they
him-
heard you.
Yeah, they got him out of here.
They
right?
heard this show and got him out.
Yes. Did it make us better yet? We're gonna see. DFS and Shake, they just got here. They've been here a couple games. They're gonna move the needle for us. Maybe. But I think we still got some work to do in the trade
Well, I
market.
mean, since they're listening to you, I mean, what else at this point would you like to see done?
I mean, you know me, man. I'm here for De'Aaron Fox.
Oh,
Like
you would love to see De'Aaron in the.
Yes.
Y'all could have got him.
I know
Y'all could have
that.
got Tatum too.
I know that. What's his name? Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lonzo.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're right. Whoever. But I feel like
What would
we
you be
still-
willing to give up to get De'Aaron Fox?
2 of our 3 and a couple first rounders.
So Austin Reeves,
And pick out of them.
You want Lonzo back?
No,
Oh.
for De'Aaron Fox.
Lonzo, Rui.
Yep, AR. Like pick 2 and get the fuck out of here. Okay? Right, because we have to make a change no matter what happens, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't heard De'Aaron Fox to the Lakers, but that De'Aaron Fox, LeBron, and AD is
That's just my wish list. I'm
Yeah.
not saying Pelinka can
well.
pull it off.
Christmas is over, but yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
think the Kings are taking back Austin Reeves and Roy for De'Aaron Fox.
And a couple first rounders, maybe.
And a couple first. Well, he's gonna leave.
Maybe.
De'Aaron Fox
Yeah.
wants out, is what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
He's a needle mover.
Yeah, he's under contract.
Yeah. Let's get Jimmy. He's the scrum too, right?
He's a clutch athlete.
So you would like to possibly see Jimmy in the Lakers?
Why not?
Shine that
I'm not sure
Laker
Pelinka
go.
can make it happen, but why not?
Y'all need somebody tough over there.
Absolutely. And
Jimmy wouldn't be a bad fit for
if
real.
Jimmy comes over here, they're talking about he can't get his money, right? Like he's not getting his extension. He'll come in here, be mad, play his heart out for us. You never know what can happen.
Would he do that? I heard he's
Never
got a
know.
nice big house out here too.
Know it. Yeah. But we'll see though. I don't know who else can come in and move the needle for us except those 2 guys.
Nate's being the producer hater. You're the neighborhood hater, but he's shaking his head at everything you're saying
Nate.
back here. Yeah.
Nate shakes his head on everything I say no matter what.
Yeah.
On camera or off.
That trade won't happen.
Yeah, I know it.
Otherwise.
I'm just saying I'm wishful.
Wish
okay?
list.
Yes.
Wish list.
Yes.
Kawhi is back. Kawhi is back.
The shit
First
might happen since I said it.
first game back, 12 points. Thought on your crosstown favorites finally getting Kawhi back in the saddle, and I think T. Lue's done a great job at coaching this squad this year. What could the Clippers do with a Kawhi that works his way back into shape this second half of the season?
I mean, the Clippers are good without him.
Yes.
Like, they've been playing well without Kawhi.
Yep.
So we're gonna know what his impact is when he gets back.
Mm.
Now they're the Clippers. I don't give a shit about them. Okay?
Uh-huh.
I hope they fall off. But
Okay.
Kawhi, I mean, we'll see. He hasn't played this year.
we'll see what happens. I don't even have anything to say about
The
Kawhi.
Paul George situation so far hasn't necessarily paid off dividends in Philly like I think they thought it would. What do you see over there? Any issues over there?
James been balling.
Who?
James.
Oh, who Harden?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hooping.
But that's why they're where they are though. That's why they compete every night.
Mm-hmm.
But Paul, I think he made the wrong decision
Mm.
to go to Philly. Probably should have went to Golden State.
Mm.
Someone where he could be more impactful. I don't think he even knew that Embiid was who he was and
What is Embiid?
lazy, right? Isn't that what the word is on Embiid?
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, and he doesn't like to play back-to-back games. All kind of weird shit that he does. But
Super talented though.
and make him 50 plus, I believe.
See,
too.
that's when they matter when growing up playing basketball. You grow up getting the love for it. He didn't play till later on. He didn't start playing till later on in life. As a kid, you grow up with and find the love for the game. You just start playing like at 18, 19 and just making money. You ain't got no love for it. You playing it for a job.
Right.
And that's him right now.
There's still plenty of time. We're not quite to the halfway point. Can the Sixers turn this around?
I say no.
Mm.
I say no.
Speaking of Harden, 21-8-6, silently having a very solid season as the main focal point. And maybe there was just too many people on that team. 3 guys that are ball dominant somewhat with him, PG and Kawhi. Now Kawhi is back, PG is gone, and James is still at his age. What is he, 34? How old is James Harden?
Yeah, right around
34 years old, solidly leading this team. Clippers and Lakers actually have the same record.
Without Kawhi.
Without Kawhi.
So, we'll see what he does for them.
What that says about the Lakers?
I'm sorry,
what does that say about the Lakers?
That we're mid.
So
What y'all laughing at?
So there's seeds in the bag when you buy Laker when you buy that Laker.
Absolutely. But I mean, everybody outside of OKC in the West has a chance to win.
Yeah.
All the way from 2 all the way down to 10. So I don't feel bad about us, as bad as I did last week.
Harden's 35.
35.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it even better. Just want to give a quick shout out to our Bruin sister, Natalie Nakase, who is the Valkyrie head coach, the new team in the Bay Area. She played at UCLA when me and Ray were there, and man, she was assistant coach with the Clippers when I was there. So shout out to Nat. Continue to do your thing. We'll come check out a couple games with you guys this year. But best of luck in the WNBA that's starting to really pop and talk its shit.
Real quick, man, what's up with the Twins, man, and Crespi, man? What's the hoop
It's-
that? I
they're
hear
working.
you quiet. Wait,
They're
first of all, I hear
working.
you quiet on the sideline. That must mean they're hooping out
Well, they
there.
put a muzzle on me, bro.
Not really, though.
Bullshit. They
Not
suspended me
really.
from the playoff games last year, Geno. So
Damn.
they put a muzzle, and then I had to go to the principal's office at the beginning of the season at Crespi,
Damn.
and they told me I had to get my shit together.
Damn.
So yeah, I'm
shame.
there. It's crazy. It's crazy, Jack, the way they did me at that Harvard Westlake thing. But Twins have been playing teams 15-4, if I'm not mistaken. Isaiah's over here floating around triple doubles now. That's his new
Nice.
thing. He's trying to get triple doubles every game. Carter led the team in scoring last game with 21. They got a big game. They got Tyron Stokes
See
and Notre
Notre
Dame
Dame.
on Wednesday at Crespi at the crib. So we're gonna see, man. They got a nice point guard over there. Obviously, to me, Tyron Stokes is one of the most complete high school basketball players in the country. The Twins were actually supposed to go to Notre Dame before Derek took the job at Crespi, and they transferred over to
My son went.
Crespi. Yeah,
Yeah.
his junior went over to was at Notre Dame too. So yeah, that'll be a big one on Wednesday. But it's been a good season, man. The Twins are playing well. The team is playing well. It took a little bit to find their chemistry. They lost. Joe Sterling went over to Harvard Westlake. Shout out to Joe and what they've been able to do. They're top 10 in the country now after that tournament in Arizona.
Really?
So yeah,
Fire.
they're
That's
top 10
fire.
in the country. So yeah, I mean the Mission League is tough, man. It's Harvard Westlake, it's Notre Dame, it's Sierra Canyon, who always has super athletes in the jumping, and then there's Crespi in there trying to get it done. So we will see.
It looked like Fish doing a good job too, man. Looked
No,
like he's
Fish is
stepping this shit
definitely
up.
year 2 for Fish. He's done a much better job, and I think to his credit, it's tough, man. You go from coaching NBA players to WNBA players to high school players. There's just such a huge difference that I think sometimes last year he would give them the grace he would give pros, and kids need a little bit more guidance and structure. But hats off to him. He's definitely done a lot better job this year of just kind of managing the game and understanding that you're dealing with these teenage kids. So Crespi's doing well, man. But now the league starts, so we're gonna see what happens. But we will be at the game, enjoying it on Wednesday. And thank you for your time today, sir.
Come on now.
I'm glad. So I would love to see. I don't know if Jack's paying you or what's going to go on today, but hopefully you guys can get back on track
he's
with your
gonna pay
friendship.
just because he can't keep his word.
That's how he
what
is. He's a man
that's
of
what
his
he is.
word.
Straight up stand up guy. That's
Yeah.
all I've ever known from him. So anything else would be different. So get your kids out the
Hey,
street,
that was
man.
fake. That was fake gassing right
Yeah,
there.
Get your
2025.
kids out the street,
I'm
man.
on my bullshit. Look at my hair. I'm on my 2025. I'm on my
Hey,
bullshit.
tell them who you came to
Telling you.
see.
Yeah,
Easy.
word.
Well, before we get out of here, it's playoff time, baby. What was on right? Well, I'll check my record for the season and get back to you guys. But the playoffs are here, and here are my picks for this week's playoffs. Chargers at the Texans. Chargers -2. I'm going to take the Chargers. -2.5. Chargers -2.5 going into Texas. Steelers at the Ravens. -8.5. That's a lot of points in the playoff game. A lot of points in the playoff game. I'm going to take... Damn. Got to take the Ravens. I don't think they're going to win by that much, but I got to take them. So, going with the Ravens. Sunday, Packers at the Eagles. Eagles -3.5. I'm not going to listen to Coach JB. I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles -3.5. And last but not least, the Broncos at the Bills. The Bills -7.5, and that's a lot of points. But I'm going to take Josh Allen to not only get this dub, but be the NFL MVP this year. That's a wrap for this week's Unplugged. First show of the 2025 season. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay tuned, man. It's going to be a fun season this year on Unplugged. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.